Hey guys, welcome to this session. We are going to discuss some news that is relevant for October 26. Again, a lot has been happening in sports. In Israel, Gaza is still going on. There are so many Supreme Court and High Court developments. There are some events happening at national level in Maharashtra, in so many other places. So let's see what is relevant for your examination purpose and in general for your awareness. There is this ruling coming from Delhi High Court that says that just because a wife is a graduate, she cannot be compelled to work and not claim maintenance. So as you know that during the divorce proceedings, if the wife is working, the husband can claim that since she already has a source of income, I don't need to pay the alimony or pay any maintenance. But just because a wife is graduate but not gainfully employed, you cannot force her to work and earn her own living. So that is what the this bunch of Justice Suresh Kumar Kayat and Justice Neena Bansal Krishna observed through that there is no denial that the wife is a graduate, but she has never been gainfully employed. So the court dismissed the husband's plea seeking a reduction in maintenance that was payable to his wife. Here the Supreme Court has quashed death penalty because there was a hurried trial of accused. Now in law usually what happens is that for something to seem like justice has been done, for justice to have been done, it should also seem like it has been done. Here what happened was that the trial was conducted within 15 days. Now 15 days is too small a duration for a fair trial to have heard both the sides, to have gone through all the procedures. So since this was a very hurried trial, the Supreme Court quashed this death sentence and they set aside the death penalty of the man who was acquitted in this rape cum murder of an infant, saying that the hurried trial that was conducted in 15 days did not exude an aura of judicial calm that is necessary for an impartial and fair verdict. So the trial of the accused, his name was Navdeep, who was a street dweller. This take place between April 27 and May 12 back in 2018. So the trial overlooked crucial evidence including DNA proof and examination by the forensic experts. The advocate from the accuser's side, they argued that the client was not given a proper opportunity to defend himself. It was contended that the death sentence would result in the deprivation of his life in breach of the procedure that is established by law. Here very important news coming regarding one nation, one poll. So the Law Commission has suggested a roadmap which includes the proposed changes to the constitution for holding simultaneous elections. And when we say simultaneous elections, which means to integrate all the elections in the country. Say for example, when the Lok Sabha elections are happening, simultaneously the legislative assembly elections of all the states happening on the same date or in the same duration. So that is what has been proposed. So the Law Commission, they have submitted this before a high level committee that is headed by the former President Ram Nath Kovind. The panel has officially renamed the high level committee on One Nation, One Election that is released by the Law Minister. Now the statement said that the HLC has noted the resignation of Congress leader Adhir Ranjan Chaudhary from the membership of the committee, and the sources indicate that it would be invited again as some aspects are yet to be examined. Some time back, few days back, the Supreme Court kind of rejected the proposal of same-sex marriage in India. However, a similar news is coming from Japan, where the Japan's Supreme Court, that is the Japan's top court, ruled in favor of transgender people, and favor in the sense that they ruled that a law that requires transgender people to undergo sterilization surgery in order to officially change their gender, that law is unconstitutional. That is, they do not need to go sterilization necessarily to be officially declared as a transgender person. So this decision by the top court's 15 judge grand bench was its first on the constitutionality of Japan's 2003 law, that is requiring the removal of sex organs for a state recognized gender change. News coming from Hong Kong. Hong Kong will have own national security law in 2024. Now this news is relevant because, as you know, that Hong Kong is kind of a semi-autonomous state. So the Hong Kong leader John Lee, he said that the semi-autonomous state, which is Hong Kong, would create its own national security law in 2024. That is 4 years after Beijing imposed sweeping legislations aimed at silencing dissent. So in a 3-hour plus policy address, the Beijing anointed leader unveiled measures aimed at revitalizing Hong Kong, Hong Kong's COVID ravaged economy, and flagging population growth while asserting the need to protect the Chinese Chinese city from external forces. A very relevant news that you might have come across also in social media, that the NCERT panel has suggested replacing India with Bharat in textbook, and this has been in news for a long time now. When the G20 summit was happening, the invitation that was sent out to the delegates, that was under the president of Bharat and not India, and that's when the whole debate started, that are we planning to rename the country as Bharat. However, there is no question of renaming because the constitution already says that the name of our country is India, that is Bharat. So however, how much we use it in official communication, that became an issue. So a high level committee that is set up by the NCERT to revise the social sciences curriculum has recommended that the name of the country be changed from India to Bharat in school textbooks. Now the opposition parties are protesting, and the NCERT, they clarified that the proposal had not been approved yet and it was too premature to comment on the issue. We have this activist here. His name is Jarange Patil. He goes on hunger strike regarding the Maratha reservation. So the issue is that the Maratha reservation issue. The Maharashtra Chief Minister, that is Eknath Shinde, they have issues, they have demands that they are not serious about Maratha reservation. So he's going on a hunger strike. So this Manoj Jarange Patil, they hardened their stance by launching another indefinite hunger strike despite the state government's effort to dissuade him. We have this Nipah virus news coming a lot lately. So this Nipah virus antibodies, they are found in Wayanad bats as reported by Kerala Minister. So the Kerala as a state will intensify the disease surveillance activities and maintain a vigil against Nipah, as Nipah virus antibodies have been detected in bats in Wayanad as well as in Indian Council of Medical Researchers bat surveillance studies as reported by Health Minister Veena George on Wednesday. Narendra Modi will attend the inauguration of Ram Temple in Ayodhya, which is scheduled for January 22. We all know the history behind it, the whole development, how the Babri Masjid demolition and everything, and how the Supreme Court verdict came, and now finally when the Ram Temple is being constructed, it's getting ready. So it will be inaugurated on January 22, and Prime Minister Narendra Modi has been invited for the inauguration. He will attend the inauguration of the Ram Temple on the 22nd January. The office bearers of the Sri Ram Janmabhoomi Tirth Kshetra and the other religious leaders, they invited the Prime Minister. The foundation stone of the temple was laid by Mr. Modi on August 5, 2020. So, almost more than 3 years now the inauguration. Expressing happiness on receiving the invitation, he said on Twitter, that is X now, I feel very blessed. It is my good fortune that in my lifetime I will witness this historic occasion. This is an interesting news where this Rajkumar Rao, who acted in this movie called Newton, he will be a national icon for. He has been chosen as a national icon by the Election Commission. Now, if you have not seen the movie Newton, it's a very interesting movie where Rajkumar Rao plays the role of the person on election duty, and he's very upright. He is doing his duty very honestly, and even in a Naxalite area where hardly people come out to vote because there is so much terrorism, and people are afraid to come out or vote, and they are not even aware of their rights. So he makes sure that everybody, even if there are 10 people, they come out to vote. So he fights against the system. He makes sure that the voting is happening properly, and the troubles he had to face in following the rules and orders. It's funny movie as well as it's very eye-opening, great movie. His portrayal of an official who was tasked with conducting polls in the Naxal affected areas of Chhattisgarh, this will be inducted as a national icon by the Election Commission. So the Election Commission appoints prominent Indians as national icons to motivate voters to participate in the elections. Israel has stepped up attacks. As you know that since Gaza was the one who started the attack, but Israel has been consistently and continuously retaliating from that terrorist attack. So the Gaza is in trouble now. It has been denied water, it has been denied fuel, and the United Nations, the agency that was working as an aid there, it is at the verge of stopping operation because they do not have fuel, they do not have resources. So the hospitals are on the brink, and the death toll climbs beyond 700 every day. The United Nations chief Antonio Guterres, he says they have decided they have decreed collective punishment. The main UN aid agency in the besieged Gaza, they warned that it will have to stop operations by the end of Wednesday because it is running out of fuel. And Hamas said the death toll from Israeli strikes had surged by more than 700 in a single day. $400 million, the Asian Development Bank loan to support the government's urban reform agenda. So this policy-based loan aims to support the government's agenda to integrate reforms that is aimed at bettering infrastructure and envisaging planned urbanization through a regulated framework. $12 billion is the tax that is demanded by India from online gaming firms. So in August, India decided to impose a 28% tax on online gaming companies on the total funds that is deposited to play online games, so leading to some firms like Mobile Premier League laying off employees. 14.6 lakh crore rupees investor wealth wiped off in the last 5 trading sessions. So falling for the 5th day running, the 30-share Bombay Stock Exchange Sensex, it tanked 0.81%, and in 5 days the BSE benchmark plunged 3.58%, and the market has slumped. RBI has asked private banks to have at least 2 whole-time directors. So the RBI, Reserve Bank of India, and the wholly owned subsidiaries of the foreign banks to ensure at least 2 whole-time directors, including the managing director and the chief operating officer, on their boards to facilitate succession planning. Given the growing complexity of the banking sector, it becomes imperative to establish an effective senior management team to navigate the ongoing and emerging challenges, as said in the circular by the RBI. GMR will lift the Hyderabad airport stake through a $100 million MAHB deal. So the GMR group, they have decided to acquire the 11% stake of Malaysian partner, which is MAHB group, in GMR Hyderabad International Airport for $100 million. This group company, GMR Airports, GAL, stake in the airport will consequently increase to 74%. This along with its affiliate well as a subsidiary of GMR Airports Infrastructure, they have signed an SPA with the MAHB and its subsidiary MAHB Mauritius. That's how the acquisition is happening. As you are aware about the some tension between India and Canada has been going on since some time. But after 1 month of suspension, India has partially resumed the visa services for Canadians, but still it's limited. So India has resumed visa services for certain categories for Canadian citizens nearly a month after they were suspended in the aftermath of Canada's allegations of India's involvement in the killing of Hardeep Singh Nizar, a week after 41 Canadian diplomats left India. So while tourist visas and e-visas are still held in abeyance, the Indian High Commission in Canada announced that it would begin accepting applications for visas for entry, business, medical and conference purposes from Thursday. In sports, we have Maxwell, who has broke the Markham's mark and scores fastest World Cup 100. So in just 40 balls, Glenn Maxwell scored the fastest 100 in the World Cup, reaching the landmark of just 40 balls. This match was against the Netherlands in New Delhi, and the Australian eclipsed South African Aiden Markham's effort that came of 49 balls versus Sri Lanka, which was also achieved in this edition. We have a new coach for women's cricket team, India's women's cricket team, Amol Mazumdar, the domestic stalwart turned coach. He has been appointed as the head coach of India women's cricket team. He will fill in position that has been vacant since December last year. The Tour de France 2024 route has been announced. So the route will cross the Alps twice. So the full route of the 2024 Tour de France, which was unveiled, that includes Florence start, Nice finish, and that in between we have this 3,492 kilometer of road, including 7 mountain stages. So the route embarks from Florence on 29th June and features 4 high altitude finishes as the race crosses Alps twice and squeezes in 2 time trials, including a potential final day run from Mexico to Nice on July 21st. Now, as you might be aware that usually, every time the race finishes in Paris, but this is the first time that the race will not finish in Paris, and because Paris is off limits because it is preparing to host Olympic Games this time. We have this Shubham Gill, Siraz. They close in on the one-day international top spots in ICC rankings. So Shubham Gill, as you know, who is an Indian opener, he closed the gap between Pakistani skipper Babar Azam to just 6 points as the #1 ODI batter in the ICC rankings that was released on Wednesday. Virat Kohli improved 3 spots to be joint 5th with David Warner, and he's now up 2 spots. So that's all important news for today. Thank you so much. See you in the next session with more set of news. Till then, have a good day. Goodbye.